What the fuck are you doing? Squirrels. I forgot to take a shower after the haircut, so I'm really itchy. So I was thinking, actually, because I have to dig out that the tomato and whatnot, because I'm gonna have to sort out some dirt and pot that tomato plant for now, I think really what's gonna happen is that I'm gonna have a lot of little tiny videos, and why not? Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them. Doesn't need to be a big long video every single time, right? So I think I'm gonna have a lot of these little mini things. And then if you guys like it, then I do more or an expanded version. If not, then fuck it, I move on. Right? Dirt's mixed. All right, here's our little guy. So he's a volunteer. I don't want to lose him. Volunteers are always fun. You don't know what variety he is. And two, they tend to be strong little buggers. See if we can get him out nice and safe. Roots right in there. There you go, dude. Let's see, snap off. I'm gonna rip those off because we don't need those. Rip off the bottom stuff. He'll root all the way up, and actually we'll be talking about rooting in a little bit. So I'll just let him, her, it, whatever, let the roots kind of expand into that pot, and in another, I don't know, 3-4 days, by that point we've got the raised beds in there. We'll put them in then. So because we've got that soil and because we're talking about roots, I want to pot some cuttings that I've taken from tomatoes. I did those like a week ago. I'm gonna be putting them in a pot now, but I just wanted to kind of show you what it is I'm talking about. Here's one here. So I cut off all the bottom and I cut off all the suckers. This is a sucker, right? So here's the main stem. It's coming up. Right in this armpit kind of area, had a sucker that came out. They usually start off pretty tiny. Not they usually start, what the fuck am I talking about? They always start off tiny and then they grow if you don't rip them off. So this guy here is quite long. In fact, he's already got his own flower sets there. We can cut this off and we can pop this in water and it will start to root out. All those hairs could become roots. So here's cuttings I took last week. I've had them in water for that period of time, and look at that, that's a leaf. That is an entire set of roots that just come off of the bottom cutting. Now these two here, these are my giant crimson, so I'm gonna keep those labeled. I really wanna keep those separate. I wanna know what they are, because they're a little bit of a rare heirloom that I'm tracking. I'm just gonna lay those roots down, and then gonna get them covered with soil. Get dirty. Get your fingernails dirty, get your hands dirty. You'll feel better for it, guaranteed. Okay, this guy, I'm gonna take off this bottom. That way I can put it into soil all the way up to here. Shit, you know what? You can grab your snips if you want. If they're hydrated, they're gonna be fine. Fuck you, non-agricultural kids. This is the one I just cut, and there's 2 to go. So perfect. About a week cutting off the sucker and putting it in water. Look at this little dickhead. He's already even trying to reproduce. Look at that. Hey. Ouch, fuck off. Slice myself. Sorted. So that's 4 tomato plants that we've got from cuttings. Because when we put these in, we're gonna let those get their root balls. When we put those in the raised bed, then we should have that late harvest of tomatoes if I've done this properly. It's a great way to extend the life of your garden, get a little bit more kick, a little bit more oomph out of it. Does it take some work in 33-degree weather? Yeah. Fuck it.